Final. The half-time score 7-4, 46 Scarborough, 3-7, 25 CBC, a 21-point advantage. And before we get underway for the second half of this 1983 Grand Final, we have Noel Miller with us this afternoon to a few comments. Veteran of the club, stalwart, coach, top-size pride of winning premierships. Noel, your comments on the first half and the possible outcome of the game before we get underway.
Well, just as it gets underway, Tom, I thought that Scarborough played reasonably well. I've got my doubts, the running players of CBC, they look dangerous, and I think this third quarter will be very decisive in the outcome of the game.
And just quick, while your comments are being made, the ball has been driven into Scarborough's attacking zone, and an opportunity for him to add further there. Tallo Azando pushes the ball in front of him. He's grabbed by 3 or 4 CBC players. Holding the ball's a decision, might have been a bit controversial. And Noel, anything else that happened in that first half?
Crowd didn't like that decision either, did they, Tommy? No, as I said, the smaller players from CBC, they look a little bit dangerous when they go into the forward line. They seem to get the ball quite easily. And as I said, this is going to be a telling quarter. As you can see on the screen now, they've gone into the forward line unopposed.
Yes, but the Scarborough back line, which has done it repeatedly all day today, magnificent play there by Pato as he brings the ball out up towards their centre line for Scarborough. We're outnumbered 2-1, but sheer determination by the Scarborough side as their umpire Lendich decides he'll have it right in the centre of the ground to bounce the ball again. Noel, the running players, as you said, are a danger, but the big marquee must be a worry to CBC of Scarborough players.
Of course, yeah. I can see that Doug Miller and Colcutt in the forward line look very dangerous when it gets down there, as you can see now, but it's bad kick, yeah.
That left foot of, who was it there, Foxy. Those 2 Foxes, Noel, they must have impressed you. Come over here, as we mentioned earlier, big reputations and are playing vital roles in today's Grand Final.
Well, that second goal, or in the second quarter, that goal that he kicked from just about before near the centre line was a decisive advantage to Scarborough, and if he can get hold of it anywhere near that area and keep that kicking up, it'll be
valuable opportunities being missed there. 2 points in a row to Scarborough. Phil Halliday then on that left foot, renowned of his, and he had an opportunity, but unfortunately failed to capitalise to get the full value.
He made a bit of difference, Tommy, when he came onto the ground, I thought.
Yeah, very veteran of the finals atmosphere, Phil Halliday, and a great player, as we know.
He's got it again.
Featuring in the players, he hooks the ball over towards the half-forward line, but CBC come out through Bovell. Bovell hooks the ball onto his foot and up towards their half-forward line. Scarborough have got the players here. Good shepherding there by Burnsy, veteran of the Scarborough side. Gets the ball over to Penny, who obtains possession of the ball. Chips a pass in over towards our player in Colin Hurl over to Lister. Lister sees a lead, and there's loose men in the Scarborough's attacking zone's got to be paid a mark, surely. And there he is, that man again who we mentioned, Charlie Fox, who has got the mark. A short pass in a Colcutt. He's taken it. He's only 35 metres out, and this is a very vital kick. Early in this third quarter, we're at the 3-minute mark of the third quarter, and if he can capitalise on that, that could well and truly put Scarborough on the way.
Well, it was Charlie Fox that kicked that long goal, Tom, wasn't it? And then that brilliant pass to Russell to seal that second goal in the second quarter. And he's done it again too.
He's kicked it straight through the middle. A great effort by Colcutt. That's his 5th for the day. 5 out of 8 goals. Johnny Ratz is a great effort in a day like today.
Oh, top effort. Bringing it back to the half-back line, that's where it started from. The Burns, the Pennies, the Curtises, up that half-back line, up to the wing, and it was an absolute top effort.
Johnny Ratz, just as we don't like to interrupt you, but we've got a score from the Gil Fraser Oval where Scarborough are playing Churchlands in the F-grade Grand Final, and 18 points Scarborough are in front at half-time, so we hope they can go on with it from here.
Well, that's tremendous news, Tommy. You know, we might have the 3 flags down at Millington. Another bad bounce by the umpires in the centre there, and it's retrieved by Phil Halliday, who Noel just suggested played extremely well since he's first come on. Rick Riddell stood his ground then to take a timely mark and get a whack in the cruet. He looks long for Russell. Russell's leading against. Oh, he's got a push in the back. It's got to be seen.
I don't think Russell would have been good at that at all, would he? No?
Tommy, as you said before, that they're the danger blokes in the forward line, Russell Colcutt and Doug Miller, and Russell's played extremely well so far today.
John Wayne would have been proud of that push putt, I think, wouldn't he?
For sure and certain.
Right, now let's see if he can kick it. He's got the cool. We drilled that one. That's off the side of the boot again, and at least it's scored anyway. It's a point for us. Russell is playing well, as Noel suggested, making the most of these opportunities. And the Castle Hotel scoreboard reads Scarborough 8-6 to CBC 3-8, and they've just credited CBC with that point, so we'll make it 3-7 to 8-6. And that was a good mark by Dougie Miller, but they've seen infringement, pushing the back. Doug has to give it back. Scarborough guys are moving downfield, not covering them all because Reed's there to pick up that easy mark. He kicks it long down the centre half forward. Bruce Burns is under the ball, and Anderson's there. He fights for it, gets it out to Phil Halliday onto the left foot, up to the centre of the game. Johnny Anticic is underneath it. Seems to be a lot of CBC men around at the present time.
Phil Halliday's played well since he's come on, and the opportunity for CB3 through Myers. Myers gets a pass over towards a teammate in White. White gains possession of the ball, and with that kick up towards the half-forward line, the ball favours Scarborough, and there's Phil Halliday going with that long penetrating kick up towards the forward line. Up the big men fly. Fox has got the opportunity, but in the CBC defence come out very solid this opportunity. But he's just about bumbled it over the boundary line in Bovell. Bovell fights back. Good determined player by Bovell, who chips the ball up towards his side's centre line. But Stephen Foster, who's played a magnificent 2.5 quarters so far, gains possession of the ball. Over to Dave Lister. The loose man in over the opportunity for Scarborough through Rayner. Rayner, who's got yards to spare. He goes around an opponent. Great play. He's got an opportunity to drive it deep in towards the forward line. Bad play, but because he's...
I think he was a bit
line out a bit there by mucking that first opportunity up, John, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he was a bit tired after that run out there. Tommy waiting for the ball to come up for him. I think he's a bit unfortunate. At least he still gained possession for us. CBC driving it into their forward line now. Long kick. Stapes is underneath it. Knocks it away. Well done, Stapes. Cronin's there following along. Stapes hot in his tail. Cronin comes around his left foot, and a beautiful little pass into one of the CBC guys, and tries a snap. Left foot snap out of bounds on the Phil. Full, and Paddo to take it. Phil?
I think you're Phil.
Phil or Full. The Colts keep bringing up cans here. We're getting lost. Paddo is going to drive it long down that, and it is a beautiful kick by young Paddo. And Dougie Miller up the back to take a magnificent one. So if he gets onto one of his bombers, we could have about a 3 kick for the length of the oval here.
We can see Rayner loose at the centre of the ground, but Dougie decides to go a bit longer. He kicks it deep into the tack. Colin Hill's there. Missed the mark that he shouldn't have taken. CBC at first to recover. Short pass there to King. He plays onto his right foot and looks further downfield to their man. Misses the mark. Staples backs up. Ducks and dives his way through the pack. Onto his kick. It was good play, but unfortunately the kick was ill-directed, and Myers has taken a mark. He settles things down with a handball out onto the into the centre of the ground. Further down where Wayne Curtis, reading the play very well, takes a mark.
Very courageous, Mark Noel. That opportunity, that Wayne Curtis, he must have impressed you in his endeavours today.
I thought he's been nearly Scarborough's best, Tom.
But,
whoa!
Called that early.
Jeez. There was a lot in that, I think.
I thought Scarborough chap had his eyes on the ball too.
Cronin, the man who has done a lot of damage, but Rod Rayner has played well. There goes a kick by Cronin into the forward line for a CBC. It's an opportunity here for Anderson, who they must be putting back into the defence, I think, or they must be running him on the ball. Oh, I tell you what, that must be a controversial decision, because Anderson has got a free kick for over the shoulder. He was a danger player in the forward line in the first half, but he's been moved onto the ball to give CBC some bite. As we just mentioned earlier, Noel, that player who we thought was dominating so well, Wayne Curtis, has been given a rest. That's,
he must be injured. He must be, Tommy, because he's playing so well.
Yeah, well, I can't understand that. Greg Summers did a few good things early in the game, but Wayne Curtis, my goodness, he's been one of the better players all day.
Yeah, so must be an injury, surely. He wouldn't be taken off for the results.
We'll keep an eye on that on the bench, Tom.
Yes, we will keep an eye on that.
We'll ask coach's comments later on. Coach Smart might be able to advise us on that.
But there's an opportunity for CBC to get out of play on. The umpire calls. The player's not aware of it, and here comes Scarborough out of the bench. Magnificent play. Over to Paddo. Paddo's got the opportunity, and he does it well with a long hand pass over towards... Oh, he's met... Rocket Rayner's been met very heavily, and that was behind the play. That was unnecessary, but the ball's been driven deep into Scarborough's attack. 2 against 1. The Scarborough players got to try to fight it out over there, but the numbers are too great for the Scarborough attacking zone, and the ball's been kicked up towards Can. Can takes a strong mark. Play on the call is by his teammates, but he decides to kick it long up towards the big pack developing up towards their centre half forward zone, where we see Regan onto his left foot. He's been a good player for CBC, hooks it over towards their flank, but Scarborough's unbelievable defence today. Solid as a rock, and they get out of trouble again with a short pass over towards Graham Henney. The ball's overrun the opportunity. Oh, talk it up, fellas, please, as we have an opportunity for Cant for CBC, who does just that. Beats about 2 or 3 opponents, gains possession of the ball, onto his teammate in Hart. Hart hooks it onto his left foot up towards that full forward line. And there's a player loose in the square who's taken the mark 10 yards out. And that was a bit of lax play in the centre of the ground, by Scarborough then.
Yeah, Tommy, they as I said before, they seem, on odd occasions when they do get it into their forward line, they seem to get it very, very easy. That was an virtually uncontested mark from their full forward on.
Well, I'll tell you what, I reckon if you ask Dixon, the bloke who's kicking it, Noel, I don't think he'd think it's too uncontested, because I think States gave him 1 or 2.
But that was after he marked it, but John.
Yeah, well, he still knows about it. But anyway, they went on to kick a major there and takes the Castle Hotel scoreboard to 8-7 Scarborough, 55 points to 4-7 CBC. So CBC are still in somewhat of trouble. Noel, they're not sort of causing Scarborough too much concern at the present time.
Even though 4 goals up, Johnny, there's still no good things at this time, I don't think. The CBC people certainly haven't let play go by. They're still in there endeavouring. They've got a goal now to bring them into closer contact, and it will be up to the Scarborough players now to retaliate the best way they can and as quick as they can to get another major on the board for the Scarborough side. Agreed. Now we've got Dougie Miller in the centre. Dougie Miller in the centre to make contest with Reed. It's a good bounce. Dougie goes up. Oh, good knock, but he gets it over the CBC. It goes out on the wing where Regan's got the run of the ball at the moment. He's pretty well backed up by Geaney. Geaney's out there supporting him. Regan gets a left foot down the half-back flank, and Cronin goes high. The ball hits the chest off. Well, he's grabbed by someone out there at the moment. I think Fozzie was breathing down his neck a little bit. Cronin grabs the ball, handballs it over to CBC running past. They got the loose man. Greg Summers chips in there and breaks up that attack and pushes the ball along the ground and out of bounds. Well done there, Scarborough. Good defence by
Greg Summers there. He put his body in the gap there. And
he got the free kick there, Tommy, but
as I said that he's mucked it up and short past it and given an opportunity for CBC, but it's gone out of bounds over the full.
Yeah, he kicked it right across in the dangerous zone there for sure and certain, but luck went Scarborough's way, and Peter Staples will take the kick and bring it up the grandstand side of the ground. Tony Dwyer's giving him a lead down there, as is Greg Summers, but he'll kick it long up towards Bruce Burns and Dougie Miller. He's there, attacking, got the back position, ball off hands. Burns is in there, uses his body well. CBC got front position. Burnsy backs up, gets a hand pass over to Graham Penny, has a bit of a look around, ducks and dives, big long hand pass, got tackled behind, caught one. Scarborough's got possession over to Phil Halliday. He drives a beautiful drop punt up to Johnny Antiges, who goes up a bit early, still gets run of the ball. Rick Riddell's got in there helping, he gets run the ball, picks it up, the kick smothered, he tries to get it over to Russell, but the kick smothered, and there'll be a ball up. Well done, that was a quick transfer play up this grandstand wing.
John, I think Regan from East Fremantle might have been reported that. I saw the umpire have a word to him after what's name disposed of the ball. The umpire, I'm quite sure, has taken his number.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, Noel, but they probably know how to write the name Regan pretty well over the years.
I think they can spell it all right.
Yeah, not wrong. There's a wobbly old kick from CBC coming down on Scarborough's wing here. It overruns most of the players there. Skipper gets it, quick hand pass over Cronin. Graham Penny hot in his trail. Cronin, beautiful left foot pass into their running players down the centre of the ground. He handballs it over to Regan. Regan, a left hand pass over to one of the Italian chaps there, and he's being caught. No, it's been going the other way.
He's holding the ball.
Holding the ball. It's been 15 metres for a silly word and a push given away, and this is the type of thing that could have ended up out of bounds on the full or a point or anything, but the Scarborough players have seen fit to tell the umpire to another one. Well, there's a chance that he might kick this, and it could move the scoreboard up somewhat, but better wait on the decision anyway.
I'll tell you what,
You couldn't have missed that one, John.
Bad decision by the umpire, Noel, because I know it's frustrating. You could see it on Dwyer and the other backmen's faces, because they tackled the guy fairly and squarely, and there was no doubt about it was holding the ball, and the decision went favourably for CBC. So you can see the frustration. Unfortunately, they gave him that 30-metre penalty, which made a certain goal of it, but those things happen in finals.
Well, you've got to virtually cop it sweet. We could all see it, and so could the crowd, that it was a bad decision, but umpires are allowed to make one or two of those. But from, as you said, Tom, from where it was made, you know, the Scarborough chaps are answering back to the umpire, and that's made it a certain goal, which they can't afford to do again.
Three goals the difference, 18 points, and CBC well and truly back into this game with those two quick goals to bring them back into the four. Ball down towards Scarborough's side of the centre line. Umpire Lendich decides that he'll have it. He bounces the ball. Dougie Miller, he allows their Reid uncontested to gain possession of the ball. This is starting to look dangerous as Bennett takes a strong mark. CBC suddenly looking dangerous with their players running everywhere. Martin looks a big player over there, hooks the ball over to Cant. He couldn't quite obtain the ball, and the umpire decides that he'll have it on the true centre half forward position for CBC.
Scarborough need, Tommy, to regather their strength and their forces now. They're just a little bit unsettled with those two quick goals, as mentioned, and if they can settle down and get back into the attacking type of play which they used to, it'll certainly do well for them. Yeah. In the meantime, it's their wingman out there. Geaney gets on one of his few kicks this quarter into the middle there. Miller's there for Scarborough. The CBC recover the better. A deep handball into the Summers direction, and Captain Coach Bennett, he soccers off the ball. Oh, and it's hit their man Hart right on the chest. He handballs on quickly into bad play, but they're on with it again. Another kick. Oh, there's loose men now, and another loose man. Look at this. We can see it up here. Onto young Regan, and he's onto his left foot. Very confident player is Regan, and puts it deep. Oh, I think it's hit the post. Probably a let off for the Scarborough side there as Burnsy goes back to retrieve the ball.
We had the report on Wayne Curtis down on the bench, Philip.
Nothing yet. He's still sitting down there, and obviously if he's fit, he'll be very itchy to get back onto the ground as Summers gets the ball in the centre half-back position, plays on, and not a very good kick at all. Socket off the ball again by Stephen Cronin, but there in the back is Rodney Rayner and takes a mark. He's looking for someone to kick to. The Leeds are afar on the far flank. Out it goes in the way of Brendan Fox. He marks well under a lot of pressure. Colin Hurl's there to assist if he wants to play on in a hurry, but they won't be. There's not a lot of Leeds offering. Riddell's the only one at this stage.
There's no one to kick to at all.
He's got Dougie Miller down there. He tries to knock it on.
He could have marked it.
He should have marked that one, I think.
Lack of talking, I suppose.
And a series of handballs, of course, and they've come out of the back line again and thwarted the Scarborough attacking move. Mind you, it wasn't their fault. The forwards just don't seem to be moving. They'll try again, but this haphazard kick goes out of the line and out of bounds to give a free kick.
Philip, I think that Scarborough playing one light down in the forward line. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. Something's going on with Brian Marcher down there. He just seems to be hanging around the half-back line there. Whether it's giving them a loose man up forward, we can't really pick out at the moment. Oh, yeah.
Comment.
But mind you, in the same token, our backline's pulling them up on a lot of occasions as well. One of the Foxes comes out with a left foot kick up to Greg Summers. He's looking around. Ball's knocked to ground. Phil Halliday picks up the crumbs, tries a kick, didn't get assisted, got pulled down. Wow. Well, just as we say that, we're calling the play, and the guys have got a little bit heated, and gee whiz, Stapes is there. That couldn't be right. There's a blue on. Stapes is there.
He's just handcuffed one of the opposition players and taken him away, I think, John. He couldn't cop it any longer.
Cop it. It was
because they're obviously getting fried. It's a hot day. They know it out there. There's not much breeze.
The free kick going to go CBC's way, I think.
And Summers is coming off the ground. Looks like he's done damage to his knee or his ankle.
Greg Summers is in a lot of trouble
now. Wayne Curtis to come back onto the ground. Not entirely surprised at that move. Umpire Lenich has got the ball. Handballs are back to umpire O'Driscoll.
Curtis.
Bad luck for Summers.
I think they're going to bounce the ball in the vicinity of the centre area.
Good luck for Curtis.
Things have settled down on the back line there. Scarborough go back to pick up their men, and yes, I think they are playing one man extra in defence. I'm not sure of the tactics there. Anyway, the game's on. Overrun the ball by Penny. Penny's in there again, and Driscoll will elect to bounce the ball up not far from the centre position.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like, just having a look at it, there seems to be a ruck rover down there all the time, and they're playing, allowing Johnstone, the CBC man down in our forward line. Makes it a bit hard for the forward, so we won't bag them anymore.
I was wondering why that Johnson was getting a lot of kicks when it got down there. Johnny's by himself.
Yeah, well...
It's a bit easy that way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit surprising, I suppose, but anyway, the scoreboard's our way, so it looks good. Dave Lister goes straight in the ball and knocks it down so he can get the run of it. Wayne Curtis just on the ground. Oh, well, he couldn't have been injured, so why was he off? But anyway, he's done extremely well and kicked it straight up to Johnston, who Noel just called as the man on his own, and seems very strange at the present time, but causes a loose man right down the ground. Now, they've got to go over this, right over this their half forward line to give them some sort of attack here because of our loose man. Pato comes through, got the run of the ball. CBC have chided in there and grabbed it off him. One of the Foxes is there. He's come around on his right foot, sold the dummy, come through again. Sold the dummy to another one. Beautiful play. He's got it up to Rick Riddell, who fights for the front position. Tremendous effort, Rick Riddell.
He's got to slow it down, Johnny, doesn't he? There's no one to kick it to.
Yeah, well, you're dead right. Russell's got to come right out. Yeah, well, he's getting bagged. He's got a couple of men to play on all the time, so...
well, I can't work out these situations. We're 5 goals in front and we've got 2 loose men in defence. Well, I don't know whether...
Hasn't that bloke got funny coloured hair?
It doesn't seem right to me. These sort of seem too defensive for moves for me, but...
No, here, Jake. Brooker will find out.
And the ball's been kicked back towards the centre of the ground where Charlie Fox is that's taken the mark. Over to Rod Rayner. He's got a yard to spare, but he's then 2 players have suddenly veered in on him, and he's been beaten for possession of the ball. And CBC are starting to come well and truly into this game, and I don't know whether Scarborough have let them come into this. Free kick's been given Peter Staples' way, I think, hasn't it? Peter Staples in that on the over the shoulder on the half-back flank for Scarborough.
Played pretty well, Peter. I think as have most of the back line. Nice strong clearing kick up to centre wing position. Brian Martin's in the pack there. Ball comes to deck. Halliday's first out. He's going to pick the ball up in the first bounce. The handball's on. Over to Androtich. It's a bit astray. Johnny loses his footing. Still got possession of the ball. They can't. There's no positive passage of play, as we say there.
Well, in all due respect, Anno's come down with cramp there, so I think when he did jump up up off the deck there to grab that, the cramp took over, and he's not the slimmest man on earth, so he had a bit of trouble.
Neither are you, John. Let's not talk about those things. Tap goes Scarborough's way. Colin Hill tries to soccer off the ground. Can't do. Cleared by the CBC people. Back into defence, but there's Charlie Fox playing that kick behind, which is good for defensive play, but not that good for attacking play as it goes into Scarborough's centre line position. Graham Penny's there. He handballs out to Rod Rayner. I think it was another quick handball of Curtis by himself. He can straighten up onto his right foot. It's a long driving drop punt into the area. Offline, 1 point only.
I think that's the first time we've scored in about 15 minutes, Phil. And
with that situation, Tommy, with the spare man in the back line of the both sides, they're just virtually playing between the 2 half back lines.
Yeah, that's the game's developed, and Scarborough have got a handy break.
That too. It's not a very high scoring game at about 8 goals 8 I think it is now, to about 5 goals 7.
But there's no 8-8-5-8. No breeze to warrant these conditions. Anyway, Scarborough have the opportunity here through Dave Lister. Dave Lister, a veteran of many a game for Scarborough. Chips a short pass in over to Wayne
Rick Riddell.
Rick Riddell's the lead further afield. That's the way to pass. 3 players veer in on him. He's got to beat them all. The ball's come to the deck. CBC have the numbers, as we mentioned earlier, but Wayne Curtis is to endeavour. Good play by Dave Lister. Magnificent effort. Around the neck, the crowd roar, and that's the way the decision should go. Around the neck's definitely the decision. Get off. Hang on, the umpire has reversed that decision.
Oh, no. Oh, well, that's ludicrous. That's absolute ludicrous.
That is an unbelievable decision.
That is an absolute ludicrous decision. But anyway, we'll accept it. CBC kicked the ball down the grandstand side. The umpire's going to pick everything up now to settle the boys down. Well done, Dave Lister, Dougie Miller. Good effort, fellas. Okay, Cronin's got the ball. He's going to deliver it across. Phil Halliday's going to chip in here. So's Colin Hill. Well done, Colin. Got the run of the ball. He'll do a short little pass into Johnny Ando. The forward line's starting to open up with running players now, but Ando's going to go back and try that big, long drop punt of his. And Russell Colcott, Rick Riddell's brought his man out. Well done, Rick. Sold the dummy there. Don't go back in.
That certainly brought the crowd to life as Ando lets go with a big torpedo punt up towards the full forward line, but out comes the CBC defence. Let's steady it down and have an opportunity through Bovell to take the get him out of attack with Cronin runs over the line, but he's taken the mark just before that. And on the half-back flank for CBC. All leads are covered. As I said, the crowd's definitely come to life now as this game reaches a vital stage at the 25-minute mark of this third quarter. Scarborough have got to steady it down. Brian Marchant taking the mark, sees a short lead offering. That's the way it goes over to Dave Lister. Scarborough have got players on the loose as long as...
You've got to go, Rick.
There's a chance
as long
here.
as Rod Rayner can meet it, but good play by CBC. He had to beat 3 Scarborough players, that player, and did just that. But here's an opportunity for Graham Penny. Oh, he come in where Angels fear to tread. Great play by Graham Penny. And here's an opportunity for Scarborough. They've got loose players now. Up through the forward line is Rick Riddell. 15 metres, the crowd yell, the umpire agrees with him. And that was good play by Wayne Curtis to get that ball onto Rick Riddell.
The Scarborough supporters were happy with that decision. They're coming very vocal at the moment.
He's done extremely well, this fella, seeing early in the game we were a little bit hesitant about the fitness of the man with his hamstring, but he's done extremely well. And what a beautiful kick.
It's a great kick.
Oh, terrific effort, Rick Riddell. And well done, the half-back line again. It's come through the half-back line through the wing. The Scarborough players are now congratulating each other, and they're showing tremendous amount of enthusiasm, which is a great thing. Dave Lister, he's getting really involved in this game now too, and he's playing well.
In a low-scoring game, John, of course, every score counts, but those goals are vitally important. And as we get into the time-on period of the third quarter, 9 goals, 9-8 Scarborough plays 5 goals, 8. What a handy break to have going into three-quarter time. Maybe another goal before the end of the quarter can help solve things there.
That might have been the Rod Brooker play of the day, that one the half-back line up for a score, Philip.
Fair comment. Burnsy, forward. The CBC supporters are getting very boisterous here as their side goes into attack onto Captain Coach Bennett. He can't get it. He's outmanoeuvred by Burns. Curtis has got the ball. Still very scrambly play. The pressure's on now. Rodney Rayner's got it. Wayne Curtis, they bump into each other. There's no one to kick it to. Where can he go? Out into the no man's land where Maddox picks up the ball and a good left foot kick, but come in late on the scene was Wayne Curtis. Defends the ball and puts it out of line. It come off his fist, I think. So it'll be a throw-in from the boundary umpire.
Philip, just a question. Mark Kerry, his absence, been off for a while.
Been off for some time.
Could you tell me why?
No.
We named him in our best in the first half.
Better players. He come off when and Colin Hurl went onto the centre position.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Mark will be itching to get back onto the ground at the first available opportunity.
Right, well said.
If the game gets a bit hard, Mark's the sort of player that we like to have in there. There's no doubt about that.
He's not very tough, no. Down in the back line of Scarborough's, they're fighting for the ball. It's getting a bit crowded at the present time. They've just pushed the ball over the line at the 26-minute mark. They don't want another score against them at the present time, so if they can just do as they're doing, crowd it up, push it over the line, well and good. It's a heavy tackle there. Looked like it could have been dropping the ball. The Scarborough Colts have called as such, but once again it'll be a ball up.
Yes, as John mentioned, 26 minutes into this vital third quarter. Deep in the heart of CBC's attack as umpire Lendish decides that he'll have it. Bounces the ball. Opportunity for White of CBC to hook onto his boot. The ball goes up towards their forward line, but the defence of Scarborough, as we've mentioned consistently all day today. Rocket Gibraltar stuff as they repel every attack that is just about they've met today. And the ball is out there again on their half-forward line, and they're being called upon again to do it again.
Gee, it's not looking too good down that full-back line, even though the ball's up on the centre line. Stapes is injured.
Johnston, that loose man, he's come up over the half-forward line now and just about going to kick a goal for him from that back pocket position. But anyway, this is dangerous. The ball's been pushed out right to a CBC man. He's run into more trouble than Ned Kelly.
He ran into Fox.
Cronin hooks, and he's just about hooked it far enough, I think. He has. A vital goal for CBC. 6 goals, 8. They move on to Scarborough, 9 goals, 18 points the difference. 27 minutes into the third quarter. Noel, comments?
3 goals, 1 they've kicked this quarter. The Scarborough's 2 goals, 4. Nothing in it, as we said. Scarborough are certainly no good things at this stage of the game. They'll have to work very, very hard. Have to work very, very hard to win this game as the CBC supporters are becoming more and more boisterous. They can see their senior side getting up to within closer to perhaps taking this game off. but the Scarborough supporters are retaliating. Back with umpire Lennox in the middle. There goes the bounce down. Who's on the ball? No one for Scarborough. Martin hits the ball into the vicinity of Regan. He overruns the ball and scrambly play. It'll be ball up with no positive play at all with the 30-minute mark of the third quarter in this 1983 Premiership. Time's running out. A score before the end of the quarter will be vital to either side.
Yeah, well, it's a handy lead to have at this time in the third quarter. As we say that, Regan is running down. Oh, gee, he's got an easy kick at the goals. The umpire's not moving too much. But no, it's only one behind. So there's a little bit of a let-off there. I can see one of the Foxes there limping badly. Stapes is walking around holding his back, so hopefully they won't cool down too much at three-quarter time. Stapes is driving it out towards Phil Halliday, has made good position, takes the chest mark, plays on very quickly. You can see Curtis.
All right.
Oh, well, yep, good effort. So at three-quarter time, the Castle Hotel reads Scarborough 9-8, 62 points, CBC 6-9, 45 points. And quite a good position to be in the 1983 Grand Final at three-quarter time. What do you suggest, Tommy, would be the comments of Coach Smart?
Yes, it's a very, well, I suppose 17 points of difference. You're going into the last quarter of the Grand Final with that advantage. Scarborough have got me worried slightly. A lot of their players look slightly tired and a couple of them are limping around. We hope they're on a day like today with the conditions as they are, that they will be able to continue in the next 25-30 minutes of this last quarter. They've got the job in front of them. They've got to sort of keep the endeavour that he's going to stress on them. Obviously he's going to stress that they're playing for their club, their individuality. Geez, that was a hard word to say, but they're...
Settle down, Tom.
Stop drinking.
Tom, keep in mind that this time 2 weeks ago in the second semi-final, it was all square. 9 goals, 11 apiece at this oval at this time of the game. In the last quarter, Scarborough kicked 5-2 to their 2-5. So there's obviously nothing between the sides. 21 points up at half-time, 17 points up at three-quarter time. Let's hope it goes Scarborough's way.
Yes, well, you're right, Philip, and as we look, the CBC seem to have a lot more people around them supporters-wise than Scarborough, and I hope a few people get around to get these players on, because, you know, there's only 30 minutes to go, as we know, in this Grand Final, and I hope a lot of people get down there, give them the support, because this quarter is the last of the 1983 season. While we say that, I think we'll sign off, and come back, I think.
Last quarter in the 1983 Grand Final. We have up here with the commentators the captain of the Premiership Colt side, and Kimmy Barnard. Kim, have you got a few words to say to us, please?
Yeah, well, I think so far this game's been fairly close. Scarborough have kept in front all day, or pretty well all day, and hopefully they can keep on with the job and take it out, get us into A grade next year.
Well said, Kim. You know, let's hope the top side can do as well as you guys have done, and they're going into the third quarter now, as suggested previously, with a 17 points in front. So let's hope they can take it off. The bounce down, the mob here are getting quite vocal. Dougie Miller's up for a big knock and gets a pearler over to Rick Riddell. A quick kick. Oh, he gets taken out for no reason. The ball's down the half-forward line. Phil Halliday's down. A good run of the ball. Gets knocked to the ground. Oh, harsh decision, very harsh decision. But the umpire seemed fit to give the kick against Phil to Johnson. Johnson, CBC, kicks a wobbly old torb up the half-forward line. Wayne Curtis is up there, as is Dougie Miller. Knocked forward. Cronin's in there. So's Fozzie. King's there for CBC. He gets over to Cronin, and Cronin gets dropping the ball. Top tackle. Well done. Cronin's got caught and he's a danger man. Well done, Curdy. Gee, he's played well since he came back on from whether it be the injury or whatever reason he was off the ground.
We're all aware that in an important game like this, the first goal, or maybe 2 goals of the last quarter are very, very vital. Wouldn't it be great to see the Scarborough boys get that first score on the board? Oh,
top comment, Philip, for sure and certain. Well, they're trying their level best out there at the present time. As we say, CBC come through. They've got a bounce, one bounce. He's going to go for another one. No, he's seen a lead. He's given it to Bruce Burns. Well trapped, Bruce. Straight out of the chest. Fozzie chips in with a hand pass across to Curdy. Curdy gets caught, gets the hand pass over to, once again, King. King's out there on the wing. He chips one into Cronin. Cronin drops it. Reed's in there. So's Fozzie. The ball's knocked forward. Oh,
here's danger.
Oh, knocked out to Martin, and Martin kicks it long and high to Stapes is sitting underneath it. The ball's knocked away. The ever-reliable Paddo's there to pick up the crumbs. Hands passes over there. Another ever-reliable and evergreen, and Bruce Burns. He gets control of the ball onto the left foot. kicks it down towards the wing. Sitting underneath it is David Lister. He'll pinpoint the ball straight down to Colin Hurl, who gets just underneath it, gets the hand of the ball. CBC across to Cronin, their vice-captain. He kicks the ball up to Martin, or Reed it was, sorry, it was Mark Kerry's on the ground.
Played quite well, this fella too.
Yes, he has played well. He kicks the ball up to underneath Johnston there. Graham Penny reads it well. Left foot out towards the wing into no man's land. Unfortunately, Martin sitting underneath it. CBC are trying to go forward, Philip. They're getting...
Yes, they're attacking. They've got all the attacking play at the moment. This man's caught again. The Scarborough players are still desperate. They're not going to give up. They're tired. They're hot. They're buggered. But they're still going to give it everything they've got. In this case, Dougie Miller's going to come back. There's not a lot of leads offering downstairs. He tries to kick it, gets well and truly underneath it into the Rod Rayner direction. Rodney can't mark, recovers well. Handball's out. Lister's there to pick it up. Lister pinpoints it. Lovely kick, David Lister onto Ando. Ando may have to kick right foot. No, he handballs to Halliday, another left footer. There's loose men everywhere for Scarborough. Halliday into the forward line. Brendan Fox is there. Can he knock it on, Brendan? He's still got it. Into the square. And it looks like, no, he's kept it in play. It hasn't gone out of bounds yet. Now it has. There was a golden opportunity there for Scarborough. Unfortunately, couldn't get control of the ball, and the umpire will throw it in right next to the point post in the full forward line for the Scarborough side.
That could have been the Rod Brooker National Mutual Player of the Day there, with Rod Rayner handballing that over and bringing the play down this
play,
wing
and
side.
we thank Rodney Brooker and the National Mutual Organisation for helping sponsor this video today as the ball comes out, and Ando reliable again. He'll go short. There's 3 or 4 men there. Miller will elect to take the mark and slows the play down. Mark Kerry's back on the ground, as we can see. I'm not sure who went off at the 3/4 time break. Douglas is a good 60, 65 yards out.
They're calling for a bomb.
He doesn't quite get onto it, but drives it down into the area, and that man with the fully hair takes a good grab. Russell Colcott's disappointed with the decision, but handballs the ball back, and this man comes out. He clears it with his left foot, as he normally does, into the vicinity of Martin, who misses the mark. Ball goes to ground. Dave Lister's there. He smothers it. No one's got the ball. Well tackled, Phil Halliday. Pressure's on here in the last quarter of the 1983 Grand Final. Lister's got it again. Handball to Rayner. Onto his left foot. Up into the full forward line. Who's there for Scarborough? Brendan Fox at a last ditch gets it and knocks it through for a forced point. And he scores a good score at this stage of the game. That will make them 3 straight goals clear. Tommy.
Yes, 18 points the difference at the 5-minute mark of the last quarter of this 1983 Grand Final. Oh, a big kick out by the CBC fullback. He's kicked it about 70 metres. And with 2 kicks, they're up into their forward line. Oh, this is real dangerous. Cronin's got possession. He can nearly kick a goal from here, and he's just done that, just about done that, but...
Well done, Staples.
Down there, Peter Staples. He's done a magnificent job today. Taps the ball over to register the minor score, but that was a quick transference of play. They had 2 kicks and the ball was just about through for a goal. That's how quick the game can change.
They can't afford the laps, Tommy, can they?
No, they definitely can't. It's got me worried, I think.
They must concentrate and keep their mind on the job if they're going to come out with this game and this premiership for the 1983 season. Curtis is in it again. He's foiled. Bulldogs there. Pato gets the ball, twists out of trouble. Handballs in the vicinity of Bruce Burns. He handballs to no one in particular. Bulldogs follow the play up well. Has got control of it. CBC jump on it. There's no clear passage here. Scarborough still in the attack. Who's that? Mark Kerry's back on the ground. Forces it over the line and out of bounds.
That was good play by Mark Kerry. Good to see him back on the ground. He played very serviceably in that first half and one of Scarborough's better players.
Well done by Pato too.
Yes, good play by Pato. He's played well all day. The ball's out of bounds on that far wing position, right on the centre line. As a CBC, geez, they've got me worried with the numbers they seem to be having. They seem to have more run than Scarborough. And the ball's kicked up to a full forward line, and big number 16 Dixon, who hasn't featured very prominently today, but has taken a big mark now, and he's 45 metres out. He could just about kick this. He's lining it up very deliberately.
Kicks like an ostrich. He won't get this, Tom.
Yeah, well, you're right, Johnny. Hit the post.
Well, it was a good shot if he aimed for it.
Good decision by, good comment there, Johnny, but geez, that was a vital let-off for Scarborough. Gives them that opportunity to steady down, because our runners have definitely got me worried. We don't seem to have the run or the numbers going to the ball that CBC have. There's a loose man there in the centre of the ground there, but he Stapes, chose to ignore that and kick long out to that far side. Oh, danger again. But here's an opportunity.
Ball picked up Foster.
Steve Foster. Steve Foster gains possession of the ball with a quick pass out on the far wing.
This is good.
And Phil Halliday's given the pass over to, who's that out there? 15 metres.
They should capitalise on this. They should capitalise on this at 9-9 to 6-11. 5 minutes into the last quarter. Ball goes into the forward line. Johnson's there again. He handballs out to the ever-waiting Regan. Pressured by the Scarborough forward people. Graham Penny's first there. Picks it up neatly. Handballs over to David Lister. Dave's got time to look. He puts the ball down and hits Mark Carey right on the chest. Well done.
That was extremely silly play by...
Yes, it was a bad play by the CBC people in clipping David Lister after he kicked the ball. Mark Carey's got the ball. I guess his intentions will be to put it up high and long, endeavour to get into the square. Lister's found himself loose again, but Mark's gone back. Not sure what his kick's like. It's in the right direction. Who's going to fly for Scarborough? The ball comes to ground on the square again. Johnson's there onto his left foot. Plays defensively out there. Kerry's in there. He attacks the ball. It should go over the line. No, it doesn't. Kept in by play. Kerry's got it. Kick. But unfortunately, CBC are there. They play on quickly to come out and try and put themselves into attack, which they do. Mark's taken by Myers. He handballs quickly onto another back pocket player. He looks further down the field. Who's there? Cronin's in for the van for them, and Mark's confidently. He's looking for leads further down the ground. Legs to go for a long kick to the centre half forward position. Graham Penny's there for Scarborough. He can't mark. He's interfered with. Play on, calls the umpire. Still play on as another free kick goes awaiting. And umpire Lendis decides that he'll have the ball and bounce it up just outside the centre square in the vicinity of the CBC forward zone.
Tension definitely mounting here, Phillip, as Dougie Miller gets a big tap. Only goes to see it go straight to Bennett, over to Cronin. Cronin with a short pass over this, playing the CBC style of play with his short passes to Maddich.
Top effort, Tony.
Done by Tony Dwyer there to intercept that pass and force it out of bounds on the half-forward flank for CBC. 9 minutes into this last quarter. 17 points the difference in Scarborough. Can they keep hanging on? Can they find the determination? Holding the ball, Graham Penny's been caught. One of the few mistakes he's made all day today. But
go down, Scarborough. Pick up your men. Don't lament about the free kicks that we give away.
It's pretty hard for him to do something there with the opposition holding his hand. Martin kicks long and high down towards, well, Stapes has made front position and he's done it well and just whacks the shoulder in, and another little fellow, Maddage, is having a go at him, but well done, Stapes. You get 15 metres for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Maddage. You've done well, Stapes. He's going to run down. A bit of clowning going on at the moment. A bit of a pass, we'll call it, out to Colin Hurl from Stapes. The ball's been pushed out of bounds.
He hasn't featured, Phillip, in the play. Colin Hurl, bigger things surely in the last 20 minutes.
Very talented player is Colin. He's been off the ground for some part of the game, Tommy, but Doug Miller's got hold of the ball, does it all by himself, runs around three players, tries to get it onto his right foot, can't get an effective kick in, knocked out by the CBC Peel. Onto Maddich, his familiar left foot into their attacking zone. Staples punches, Patterson's there, Burns is there. Handball by Burns. Still an attack for CBC. Indecisive play by both sides there, and the umpire will elect to bounce the ball up again.
Haven't they combined well, that back line, Phillip? Geez, they play well all day, those guys.
They always do, Johnny, and indicated by the scores. 6-11 of CBC kick. Mind you, they've had 17 shots to our 18, so there hasn't been a lot in the method of play. Dave Lister's there with Paul Bennett. Scrambly play now, and umpire O'Driscoll's going to once again bounce the ball up.
David Lister's a man who would give him a great deal of satisfaction to walk off after defeating his old club that he coached previously, to give him a great deal of satisfaction. That's probably why they're bagging him all day. Fox down the half forward, and the other Fox is underneath it. Well, Fox to Fox, make no comment on that.
It's a very open forward line at the moment. Can Brendan get it into play quickly? Colcott leads. I think he was going to go long though.
Mark Carey's got a camp underneath that down the forward line.
Mark Carey's there, he's first to the ball.
Oh!
Interfered with. Play on, calls the umpire. No. Bad decision as CBC come out of it with no one pressuring them, but Brendan Fox is there again. He foils the attack. They go to the ground. Charlie Fox is there. CBC players, a scrambly play. The nerves, the tension's on. The last 20 minutes of the 1983 season. Anyone's game. 9-9 Scarborough. 6-11 to CBC as the umpire elects to have another ball up, way up there on the half-forward flank.
Yes, 16 points the difference, as Phillip mentioned, at the 12-minute mark of the last quarter. As the crowd comes to lies, the Scarborough chants on. It's a grand final to be won, as we were having trouble speaking over, as the ball's been pushed out to Phil Halliday. Phil Halliday onto that left boot. But we see Dickie from CBC take a strong mark on that half-back flank. Dickey with a big pass up towards the centre line position. In the chance through Johnston. Johnston from CBC. He's got the opportunity to give it over, but Scarborough's tackling is great effort.
Graham Penny's kick.
Graham Penny has to get a free kick. No, over to Paddo. Paddo's got the opportunity. A quick hand pass on.
Yeah.
Scarborough into the van here as Rod Rayner drives with a long punt, but there's no one down there. No forwards for Scarborough, and CBC come out of it again. Held up this passage of play and a short pass over to Bennett. Bennett right in the centre of the ground. He sees a loose man on the Matic, who's played well today. Hooks onto that left foot of his, up towards the full forward line. Oh no, there's been an infringement behind the play. Absolutely silly play by Scarborough. Behind the play incident, I just can't understand those, John.
No, well, it's been a bit unfortunate because I think it's been both ways. Paddo was definitely had his eye on the ball and he was trying to put the man off kicking it. You know, if there's a couple of seconds after the man delivers the ball, okay, but I think that was pretty unfortunate because Paddo definitely had his eye on the ball and could have just slipped. Well, they got 15 metres on that as well because I don't think the umpire made it clear to the full back line exactly what was going on, so they didn't like the decision and were given the infringement. But a little bit unfortunate on Scarborough's behalf. It's getting quite noisy up here, Phil. Can't hear too much.
All the supporters from both sides of the fence, both CBC supporters and the Scarborough supporters are getting very, very excited.
And we've got Wayne Curtis out the far side of the ground, coming down with, or he's down with cramp at the present time. That's not a good sign at the at this stage of the game, which is the 14-minute mark of the last quarter.
Have to make a decision very quickly whether to bring him off the ground over there and play one light, or bring him back through the interchange boundaries. Umpire bounced the ball. Nothing in the score. Only 10 points. 63 plays, 53. We're all excited. Riddell gets the ball, kicks into the forward line. Brendan Fox is outnumbered. Goes to deck. CBC are there.
That one man short Phil leaves Scarborough in problems there.
I think they still one light in the forward line. The Scarborough makes it very, very hard. As Halliday gets the ball, he's onto his left foot. Sees the lead from Brendan Fox. He's going to meet the ball and hit him on the chest. The lurker been out to get it in the full forward line and up in the area of the Colcott vicinity. He's got the sun in his eyes as he lines up. He's a long way out, 60, 65 yards out. Undecided whether to kick long or go with a pass. It's a long kick at this stage of the game, and well held by the CBC fullback. And he will clear the ball for the CBC side. Out. Oh yeah, good mark. Good mark.
Still something that mystifies me is not being an attacking game of football and having that loose man, Scarborough's loose man, in the vicinity of, I think it's Fox, up on the half back line. When Scarborough goes down in that forward line, there's players everywhere. Everyone is all out of tune because of that young Johnstone running around the place and playing very well for CBC.
Curtis is off. Brian Marchant coming on for Scarborough at the 15-minute mark. Only 10 points of difference. It's still anyone's game. Umpire Lenich is going to bounce the ball. Pressure's on all players at the moment, and next goal's very, very vital. Very, very vital. Surely the Scarborough players couldn't let it go at this stage of the game after being in front most of the day. There's Johnson again. He handballs onto his man, King it is. He long right foot into their forward line. The big people set themselves. Comes to ground. Anderson's got it. He tries to handball. Onto Martin. No play.
There's two hole in the ball decisions there, Philip, that went against Scarborough. They should have definitely went our way there, but anyway, there's good play by Scarborough who have the opportunity over Graham Penny. He's got about 50 yards. He has one bounce, two bounces. Give him something, players, please, as a hand pass goes over to Mark Kerry.
Phil
Mark
Halliday
Kerry with a big kick up towards the half-forward line, and a great mark taken down there. Phil Halliday. Run, fellas, run as a call of Scarborough. Phil Halliday tries a pass, but there's a free kick given our way. It's been given our way. Russell Colcott has got a free kick 30 metres out from goal.
They need this one, Tommy. They need this one. A goal now is very, very vital. Only 10 points of difference. Less than 15 minutes of play left for the game. We're right behind Colcott. The camera's right behind it. Oh, and unfortunately for Russell, it's offline. And
that's all right, Russell. You lift your head. You've done well this game, and you did well on the second semi, as previously mentioned. Lift your head. We'll be there.
Well, time's getting vital. CBC are coming home strongly. Can Scarborough hold them out in this 1983 grand final? The next 10 minutes will tell the story as an opportunity for Regan. The ball's been given over to one of his teammates in Myers. Myers has got the pass over towards another teammate. Loose players everywhere from CBC up towards their half-forward line, and CBC have taken a mark 55 metres out from goal. Anderson it is. Anderson, who's been moved all around the ground after his initial play in the first half on the forward line. It could be too far out to score. We'll wait on his kick. It's again, he lets go with a big kick. It's not going to quite make the distance. The Scarborough backmen are up and the ball's been punched over the line out of bounds. The ball to be thrown in 15 metres around from the point post. 17 minutes gone, 11 points the difference.
That was a good effort by Stapes there. Dougie Miller's come down. He's got a big knock over to Matties. Matties turns around 2 players and whack, has a shot. It's offline. It's getting quite close now, and that's the reason for the noise up here in the stand. The two factions, CBC versus Scarborough in the stand here, is getting quite vocal and quite loud.
You can see, Johnny, that CBC have got that win within their sights. They think they can come back from here. They're putting everything possible into it. They're not going to let go at the 17-minute mark of the last quarter as play goes on. And ever reliable Burns. Good game, Bruce Burns, today. Up in the air. Mark Kerry's first there. Marks it. Plays on. Who's to kick to? Into the forward line. Charlie Fox sets himself. Oh, he can't take the mark. Brendan Fox is there. Ball comes to ground.
Good use of the body there.
Can they capitalise? He's caught.
He's caught.
Unfortunately, he's caught. They have to pick him up. Look at the loose men on the far wing for CBC. They must pick them up. Scarborough must run if they're going to have this game. They must get involved and put everything they've got into this for the last 15 or so minutes. Into the vicinity of Bovell. He ducks and dives the pack. Comes out, decides the handball. Out into the region of one of their other players. He kicks deep into the forward line. Cronin's there. Foster's there. Foster fights well for the ball. Ooh. Handball out by the CBC people. It must be close to the boundary line. Kept in.
The infringement against Dougie Miller there. He got over the shoulder. Bit unfortunate, but it's the way she goes, Philip. Stapes has got his man covered. Oh, jeez, that's easy. That's very easy. Hegarty came out, and maybe Pato didn't think the ball was going to get delivered to him. There's a loose man. The captain, Coach Bennett, takes an easy mark.
There's another loose man down there, Johnny, drifting down into the pocket there.
Oh, I think he'll have a go. He's not a bad kick, this bloke.
He's a good kick.
If he gets this, you know, there's a heap on.
I think Scarborough got the job in front of them, John, to hold on. They seem to be dying in these final moments, and as the captain of CBC lets go with that prodigious kick up there, but the defence of Scarborough punched the ball away. And here's an opportunity. Talk, fellas, is a call. Tony Dwyer's over the ball. So a CBC player through Dixon. Everyone's over the ball. The umpire, Lindy, says he'll have it, and he'll bounce the ball 10 metres around from that point post.
Yeah, I think the decision that the scoreboard's going to show us whether the decision of playing loose men is a good one or not. With that, CBC have a snap and out of bounds on the full. It's looking good at the 20-minute mark. Scarborough can get away with this one. Well, you know, there's 10 points of difference, and 10 points is quite a bit the way Scarborough are playing.
Won a goal, Johnny. Won a goal to CBC, make all the difference, and put them within one kick of the premiership flag.
That it would, but I think Scarborough's playing well enough to overcome that, Philip, at this present time. Jeez, just about that. Yeah. Just as well that went out, otherwise that comment wouldn't be too special.
It's a point, another point. They've kicked 1 goal for this quarter. The Scarborough's 2 points. They've had most of the play. Scarborough have got to
I just heard
the defence as quick as they can and try and attack the best way they can.
I just heard Noel Miller make a good comment a moment ago. There's nothing to kick it to down there in the forward line, so it's pretty hard to score. So possibly Noel, with his coaching experience, that wasn't a bad comment.
But the umpire, Lendis, decides that he'll have it. Just outside the half-forward line for CBC. Time's drifting on. This 1983 grand final. Players are getting tired on both sides of the... as the ball's been pushed towards Scarborough's forward line. The centre line, Rick Riddell, he's got up an opportunity, but Matic with it gains possession of the ball. He's been well and truly nailed. But the ball, they've been given an opportunity out to Geaney. Geaney again, he's been tackled. Things are hard to get a kick out there. Holding the ball, the crowd yells, and Scarborough get a kick. Great effort on the behalf of Johnny Andricic.
Bennett wasn't too happy with that decision.
They must go down. They must
run down. Run is a call by the coach. Smart, as you can hear him from the boundary line. He knows that every endeavour here has got to be make every post a winner. One of the Foxes gets the ball. He's got to try to beat 3 of them. He's done just that. Put his body on the ball, and it's given the opportunity to drift further into attack, John.
That's full commitment of your body, isn't it, Philip? Isn't it, Tommy?
Yes,
Really,
he put his body over the ball. Great effort by Bennett, but we've got no rovers there, Johnny.
It's a loose man.
The ball's over towards Hart. Hart again over towards a teammate, and CBC kick down towards their forward line where Scarborough have got the numbers there because they could kick behind the players, and the ball's been pushed over the line right in front of the main grandstand. We're at the 22-minute mark. 9 points the difference.
Actually, having a look around the ground at the moment, the both forward lines are pretty sparse.
The umpire...
It's a bit of a throw out there by CBC, and Matic grabs the ball and he gets a heap of Scarborough players deck him. Immediately he's calling for a whack in the head, but the umpire says, no, I'll bounce it up, thanks very much.
Desperate play, Johnny, as time ticks on the 22-minute mark of the last quarter. 9 goals, 10 plays, 7-13. There's nothing in it, and as you said, all back lines are playing very, very well. Good mark.
Big
there.
Martin gets up and takes a good mark for CBC. Oh, no one on the mark, my goodness gracious.
Danger!
Well, I don't know. Hart doesn't want to play on with the game. What is it, the grand final? He had the players streaming past him then.
Anyway, Hart with that left foot of his. It's a wobbly old kick for sure and certain, but out come the CBC forwards, and there is a free kick. Scarborough. It's going to go against Scarborough. It's been given to their number 1, Johnston. He's only 35 metres out. He could register a goal. This will make 3 points a difference. We'll wait on this kicker. Very important kick.
Right off.
Offline. I think he's offline. He is. It's only 1 point. What a relief from the Scarborough crowd. The tension is unbelievable up here in the press box and out there on the in the crowd. You can feel it. The players are feeling it. They're tired. They're running out of legs. We've got Tony Dwyer. Is it?
No, it's Staples.
Staples is going to kick with one of those big kicks of his.
Oh, Davis.
His legs are getting tired as the ball falls short. Up towards punch. The crowd yell punch. The ball comes to the ground. CBC have got the players there. But here's an opportunity for their forwards again through... Who was it? Martin hooks onto his left foot. Ooh. Comes through, they yell, but the ball's been pushed. Rocket Gibraltar, Scarborough. The ball's been forced out of bounds. Out of bounds it is. 20 metres away from the point post. 24 minutes gone. Can only be 1 minute plus time on. There's only 8 points of difference in the 1983 grand final.
What a top effort by Rod Rayner there. Followed the ball through and fought his way through that powerful pack. Well done. The umpire's waiting on the decision there. He's going to toss it up again.
Still anyone's game, John. Wouldn't you agree? It's
very, very close, but I prefer the ball down the other end of the ground at the moment, Philip. There's got to be someone there to take it.
Wouldn't we all?
Tony Dwyer hand passes over Rod Rayner, and a bit of lack of communication there. Got the bad bounce, and the ball's been decked. Tony Dwyer comes out with it again. Very unfortunate decision.
I can't believe these last couple of decisions that have gone against Scarborough.
Yeah, well, that's said it before. Okay, Tony standing, the hands in the air, trying to put the man off.
It's hard, it is, Johnny.
We've got Hart. Well, I hope some of our blokes have got it, and I'm pretty sure they have. Here's Cronin, the vice-captain. He's going to line up. He's not a bad kick, this bloke. I hope I put the mocker on him. And here we go into the 25-minute mark now with Cronin lining up, and it looks like a good kick, and it's straight through the middle for CBC. And that brings us to 4 points of difference as we come back at the 25.5-minute mark, and Tommy's just given me the finger sign.
2 points of difference, Johnny.
I think he's telling me it's 2 points, but the scoreboard doesn't show it, but still. The both local crowds, supporters are showing their enthusiasm in the stand at the present time, and just hopefully it will lift Scarborough in their endeavours to win this. You're right, Tommy, the 2 points are the difference. So this is going to be a vital bounce down if ever there was. Colin Hill's in there, Dougie Miller. Up goes the ball, Dougie Miller. CBC get the knock away. Dave Less has got control of the ball. Pushes it down, Bennett grabs hold of it. Gets it over, Rod Rayner's there. Fighting his heart out. Cronin picks up a little kick over to Bruce Burns. Bruce Burns overruns the ball, and in comes Anderson. He overruns it. Burns recovers over to Penny. It's a good combination. They've done it for years on the left foot. Cronin picks up the crumbs. He turns around his left foot, and what a pass! Dougie Miller. Those big telescopic arms just went up in the air and plucked it down. He'll come out the wing this side, and Mark Kerry's camped underneath it. Good gutsy Mark.
Okay, Scarborough
Run down,
period. Only 2 points up. Anyone's game. Scarborough going to the attack. One of the few times I have this quarter. They're playing very defensive football. John Anatich is there. He gathers the ball. He's in all sorts of trouble. Lister's in the centre. It goes into that vicinity. David's got yards to have a look. Who can he pinpoint? Brendan Fox. Brendan's got it and he'll settle things down a bit. Brendan must settle things down a bit, about 40 yards out on a slight angle. A goal here will make so much difference to the Scarborough's hopes of winning this premiership. Very, very important kick.
What a top pass from the old. What a top pass from the old fella there, Dave Lister, Philip.
One of the best kicks in Scarborough. Brendan's onto his right foot. It's high into the area. It's not going to make the distance. CBC Graham, I think we've marked it.
Colcott.
I think it's Colcott. He's marked it. 3 yards out. He's 3 yards out, directly in front.
Cole could make one of the biggest names for himself in Scarborough's history if he can kick this goal.
Russell Colcott. Well, no one will be standing next to him having a drink and a word tonight because he'll be doing all the talking.
He could become the next president of Scarborough if he kicks. He's kicked the goal. Scarborough have gone 8 points in front. 27 minutes into this last quarter. There's only 2 minutes to go officially from timekeepers. Scarborough, the shout of Scarborough from the crowd down here. 8 points at Everence. The feeling is electrifying up here. This 1983 grand final. Johnny, quick comment.
At the moment, I'm too worried about the supporters. I think they might get in the blue. But as Tommy said, this is tremendous time for us. 26, 27 minute mark. They're throwing a few cans at each other. What? Bit silly. But anyway, the ball's been brought up into the centre. The ball's been brought up in the centre, and the CBC fans at the moment don't like it. Okay, now the ball's the ball's in the centre at the moment, and Dougie Miller goes up and it's a big hit. And the ball comes out in the half-forward line. Ball comes up in the half-forward line. Well, they stopped it right in the centre. Maybe one day when you hear this commentary and you see this movie, you'll wonder why I'm making a few mistakes. But what I'm seeing in front of me is absolutely disgusting. But anyway, this is the ball's on the half-forward. The ball's on the half-forward. It's gone up the wing now. Actually, they're giving this commentary in pretty adverse conditions because there's fights all around us at the present time. And the ball come out of the half-back line. Dave Lister's got control of the ball. He's knocked the ball over the boundary line. Well done, David Lister. Playing a tremendous game against his old side that he coached. And, doing it in a true captain's favour. So at the present moment, the siren's ready to go any moment, and Scarborough Footy Club 70 points. And there she goes! Scarborough Amateur Football Club. I hope this time, I said it before in 1981, amateurs, A-grade amateurs for the 1984 season. And I think the fight's breaking up now as well. Tommy Morris.
Yes, thanks Johnny. Very ugly scenes unfortunately in front of us for the last 2 minutes of this, but Scarborough have run out winners by 8 points, the 1983 grand final. Congratulations must go firstly to the President Philip, to the coach Ian Smart, to every player that has put in for the Scarborough. There are jubilant scenes on the oval at Lathlain Park here today to witness this unbelievable effort. It could have been a much happier situation if these incidents didn't have it in front of us, but unfortunately they did. But a magnificent effort by the 20 players who represented Scarborough here today. My heart goes out for everyone, to the players, to the managers, to everyone who's given everything. And for a quick comment to close off, Philip McGann has gone down to try to quieten things in the main stand. A quick comment, Johnny, on the results of the game.
Yeah, well, Tommy, I think it goes unstead just looking at the scoreboard with an 8-point win, and all the boys holding up their hands, and they can see everyone in the stand giving it to them. As you just said, Tommy.
Two seeds down here, Johnny, isn't there? Unbelievable atmosphere. I hope everyone disappears from the grandstand, gets down to the club rooms and chants the players.
Unfortunately, it's on again. It's a bit of a disgusting situation, but I hope the Scarborough guys will go down below and just behave themselves. Not that it's their fault, but it's a very ugly scene at the present time. And there they are. The boys are holding up
down there.
The boys are holding up the banner for us.
Well done, fellas, down there. And just to wind up the scene here, Scarborough have won by 8 points, as we mentioned. It completes the second leg of the double today. The Colts winning earlier in that magnificent performance. Congratulations, as I said earlier. That's all I can say. I'd like to go down there and join the jubilant scenes with the players and the coaches. Well done, fellas.
There we see Peter Staples holding up the flag for the nod.
Yes, they're still milling around, any final words, Johnny, just before we do close off? Your quick summary of the game and how we won it.
Yeah, right, Tommy. Well, very quickly, too much noise there. Smarty holding it up. I must admit, I was sort of dubious about some of the moves off the bench and also about the loose man in defence. But the scores on the board, the premiership's been won. Say no more. The players are too numerous to mention. I just congratulate each and every one of them because I know how they feel. I've been there, done that type thing. But I would make the suggestion that.
Righto, on behalf of everyone here, the commentary team would like to thank you for your participation today, and we'll sign off, and I hope to see you well tonight, obviously for the players and supporters, but while this goes to air, we'll see you next year. Thanks, fellas.